Hello everyone, and welcome to Colleen's Seeing Eye Dog vlog, the Colleen and Joplin show. Joplin's wandering around my room right now. She just got herself a nylabone, which by the way are similar to landmines in your house. If you've not experienced two dogs in a home who have nylabones, when they gnaw them down a little bit, it's kind of like stepping on just a serrated blade. They're these synthetic bones, and it's actually, so far, nothing's come out about them, but it's better for them than getting like the antlers or real bones, because if you don't keep those fresh, they can shatter, and the dog can swallow pieces of it and hurt their intestines or get obstructed, which is x-rays or surgeries or very bad other things that can happen to your dog. So this video is going to be talking about, now that Joplin and I are home from the Seeing Eye, introducing a service dog to a pet dog. So if you have pets in your home, do not despair. You are not automatically disqualified from receiving a service animal, but you do have to take seriously the types of pets that you have at home, and you have to be upfront and honest with them about, these are the kind of animals I have. I have 2 cats and a dog. I have, whatever. We have one dog here at the house that I stay at, and he is a pit bull boxer, and his name is Roscoe. And he is adorable. I talked about him in my first blog. If you want to check out previous episodes, they're linked in the description. But I had concerns about introducing the two of them, and it was a challenge at first. Good ideas for people when you're trying to introduce 2 dogs. Now, regardless of whether it's a service animal or not, this is kind of a rule of thumb. Keep in mind that whatever dog you have at home, they think that's their territory. That's my house. That's my crib. Don't you be coming in. So you can't just bring your new dog in the house and be like, hey, look, party time. If you want to introduce 2 dogs, whether you're going to be staying there or living there, you have both the dogs on leashes. If your dog is a service dog and they have a harness or vest or some sort of equipment, make sure that's off of them. You don't want them learning to greet other dogs while they're working. So you want to make sure just both dogs are on leashes. Most likely, if you have a relationship with the dog who's living there, what I did was I had my roommate hold Joplin outside, and I went in and said hello to Roscoe first. So I was like, hi buddy, I've missed you too, how are you? And he sniffed me and went crazy, and we let the dogs meet each other outside of the territory of the yard. So we didn't stand right in front of the house, we stood a little bit down the street, and we let them go up and sniff each other. They were a little rude. You want the dogs to have a chance to do the doggy handshake, which is sniff each other's butts. So Joplin was a little skittish. She was raised at the Seeing Eye, so mostly she has seen German Shepherds, Labs, Golden Retrievers, and Crosses like she is. Roscoe's a pit boxer, so he's all black except for white toes and a white chest and a white tip of his tail. And he's got like a some of us call him a Samuel L. Jackson face. He's got like a very intense face. He's very cute, but in a boxer kind of way, in a boxer pit kind of way. So he's got a huge chest, he's got lots of muscles, he's very lean, and he's got the grumpy face. And so she really, I think, didn't know kind of what to do with him. He's also very excitable, and so he was like, what's going on, what's going on? And so what we did was we walked up and down the street passing each other. So we let the dogs walk past each other, and we got a little closer each time. And when one of them strained for the other one, or one of them barked or something, we just said, no, and you keep going until you're able to finally meet in the street and they're less hyped about it. And then we went on a walk together. So immediately there, we went on a walk around the neighborhood. It's about a mile around our neighborhood loop. So we took a walk, and we, just had them walk next to each other. And if anybody went crazy, we just backed up, stopped, and then kept going. And so eventually they got, kind of acquainted with each other. Another thing that you want to do to introduce a dog is to not have them go into the house at the same time together. Keeping in mind, again, this is Roscoe's house. It's Roscoe's territory. So I actually had my roommate wait outside with Roscoe, and I took Joplin into the house to meet the other roommate and also to take a tour of the house. So I took her around, kitchen, dining room, upstairs to her room, where her crate was all set up. My roommate was nice enough to set the crate up for her. The nose-to-nose soft crate. And I got that for her, so it would be the same as it was at the Seeing Eye. And so we kind of took a tour, and she was able to sniff around without Roscoe over her being like, don't sniff that, that's mine. Don't sniff that, that's mine. So then we had Roscoe come back in, and we tried to have them kind of chill out together, both still on leashes. So the main thing to know about having a service animal is you want to keep them on a leash for a long time. The Seeing Eye recommends about 2 weeks of being, attached to you in some way. That's so you can show the dog how you want them to behave. I want you to behave this way. If you have to go out in your normal schedule, go back to work, whatever you need to do, you got to do it. That's fine. But as far as in the home, if the dogs are still getting to know each other, you want to make sure that nobody has the chance to, confront the other dog over food or something that they think, that's mine, you're not allowed. Another thing I mentioned, food. So you want to make sure that you feed dogs separately. Whether it's, a new pairing of dogs, you don't want to feed them right next to each other at the same time until they're very used to each other, if at all. Dogs can become possessive of food, and it can be a bad scene if somebody's just warning somebody else like, no, that's mine. So food's something to keep in mind. They both share the same water bowl. It's one of those jug kind of refillable water dishes. So they're totally fine with that. It's just keep in mind of that food. They can become really possessive. Now we've been home for about 5 days, almost a week. And it's starting to kind of sink in for Roscoe that she's staying. He was cool with it the first day. The second day, we had a huge thunderstorm, and so they had solidarity over not liking the thunderstorm. So they both came into my room. She was under my bed, and he was wandering around being like, I don't like this. So I think they had solidarity over that. So far, they've been able to share toys. So one of them will come up, take a bone right out of the other one's mouth, and walk away, and then somebody just goes, picks up a different toy. As far as playing outside, they definitely like to run around together. I try not to let them get too crazy. You don't want your service dog learning to play rough with other dogs. Definitely let them run around together. They have a good time. I think he's getting used to the idea. He's a little irritated, I feel, that he's like, oh, she's staying. I don't know how I feel about this. Or with his Samuel L. Jackson voice. She's staying what? I ain't playing with this. So they're getting along okay, especially during the day. If they're both napping or something, there's not a problem. So those are just some tips for introducing two dogs. Make sure that you know your dog and you know how you want your dogs to behave in the home. Again, don't just bring a dog into the house if there's another dog there. That dog who lives there this is my house, it's my territory, what are they doing here? And so even if you're bringing another pet home or someone's coming over or something like that, introduce the dogs away from the property a little bit, and let them kind of take a walk together and do the doggy handshake, sniffing each other's butts, and just let them get to know each other a little bit. so that there's not an immediate antagonistic attack. So anyway, that's kind of my little show on now that we're home. There's another doggy here named Roscoe, and as long as I have permission from my roommate, I will definitely try and show you guys his cute little face. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Also, subscribe to these videos. You can click the little bell, or just keep an eye out for new episodes. Save the little playlist or whatever YouTube does now. Thank you guys again, and feel free to email me, blindinspirationcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet @inspirationcast. And Joplin and I will see you guys soon.